What's up, guys? Alex Baumgartner here with Caitlin Daly at Amarin Bank Arena just after Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. The Edmonton Oilers took down the Florida Panthers 5-3. They had an empty net goal with about 18 seconds left to take the 5-3 win. The Panthers got into within one goal after two 3-goal leads from the Oilers. It was a 3-0 lead. Now it's 3-2. The Panthers are still up. But as the Oilers have been saying the last couple of days, they wanted to drag the Panthers back to Alberta, and well, they're dragging all of us back to Alberta. So, Caitlin, first of all, just kind of what did you see from the game?
Well, the Cats got off to not a hot start, but just like we've seen all season, they looked like they were gearing for a comeback. They were able to shorten the lead to just one goal for the majority of the third. It was 4-3. Even when they pulled the goalie, they blocked.
One hit the post, and then Kachuk stopped one before
Yeah.
McDavid. I think it was McDavid turned around and scored the other one. I mean, the Panthers had a one-goal game with about a little over 15 to play, so they got their chances. There was definitely a couple weak calls. They were calling hand slashes that they haven't called all playoffs.
There were too many men.
There was a too many men that was missed. I mean, there's no excuse, but the Panthers were the better team at 5-on-5. They messed up their first power play of the game. For the second straight game, Edmonton scores there, makes it 1-0. They did it both times. I mean, Edmonton had two power play goals and empty netter. Florida dominated the play 5-on-5. They got back to their game halfway through the third. I mean, if they can stick to their game going into game 6 like that, stay out of the penalty box because the Oilers kind of cracked the code on their power play. Yeah, they can win the cup in game 6, but there's a lot of pressure on the Panthers now. The Oilers kind of playing with house money now. When you're down 3-0, they did their job to get it back to Alberta for game 6. It's all in the Panthers now. Otherwise, you're playing game 7 after pulling a 3-0 lead.
I think if they played a full 60 the way they played those last 20 minutes, we would have a different result here tonight. And you would be looking at flights to Canada. So
yeah.
So what did you were in Florida's locker room. I went to both. What did you get from coach's press conference? Because I missed that.
I mean, obviously they had a chance of winning the cup at home ice. They had the chance
There's
to
a
win
lot
the
of
cup.
frustration.
They weren't saying they were deflated, but Maurice said he was a little grumpy. I think everyone was a little grumpy. I mean, you're within one goal of winning or tying the game. Stanley Cup's in the building, 2 straight games, and you can't pull it out. Now you got to hop on a flight back to Edmonton, and that's not a fun flight.
It's not a quick flight either.
Well, at least they have their charter, but that's enough complaining from me on that. I mean, they got to stick to their game, stay out of the box. Edmonton's a loud building, and they played terrible in game 4. So if you want to win the cup, better win game 6, because game 7's it's a different animal, especially when you blow a 3-0 lead.
I think the Panthers need to come into game 6 with that composed mentality that we've seen them play with all season. It's made them successful over the past couple of years. And, you know, I went in Edmonton's locker room after the Florida press conference tonight, and just listening to Matthias Ekholm talk and the calmness in that room, you can just tell, you know, obviously there were a lot of smiles in there, but everyone's mentality is just next game on both sides of this fight. I do think that Edmonton is really getting their power back underneath them with this win. They're definitely with the mental advantage. And I think if Florida can get that composure back and do what they need to do, they have the upper hand. But as Coach Maurice said, sometimes it's hard to have the lead there because then you worry about defending it too much. The pressure's on.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think is key for them to get a road win in Edmonton?
Well, it's different because like this is the Stanley Cup final, and this is the situation. It's funny we say this is the situation they haven't been in. It's not. You're up in a series, but you've lost 2 in a row. That's only happened once this postseason, and they were able to win the next 3 against the Rangers after being down 2-1, and it was a big win because of overtime. So they might not even be here if they didn't win that game in overtime. So they've been in situations where the wall's kind of against them, or their backs are against the wall. And I wouldn't necessarily say their backs are against the wall right now. I mean, they're still up in the series, but you're going on the road. Edmonton's a loud building. They fed off of their early lead last game. Florida has to get on the board first. I don't think it's going to be a lot harder to pull off what they just did, almost coming back from 3-goal deficit when you're playing in front of the Edmonton crowd, who didn't think that they'd have a game 6. So get the first goal and see what happens.
Yeah, this is the best thing to happen to Edmonton since God knows what. So parting predictions,
Um,
6 or 7.
well, I'm coming back here anyway, so at this point, just just wrap it up.
Just win.
Yeah.
Just get it done. Get her done. All right, signing off from Sunrise, Caitlin and Alex. Be sure to follow us. I'm C Daly 95 on Twitter, 5 Reasons Sports on Twitter. Alex,
I don't even remember. Just don't follow me.
just leave us alone.